I know what you're thinking. What are you in the passenger side for? I'm climbing over, Lee. I've got a bush on this side that I have to park really close to so I can still get the bins and bikes out. First world problems. So, in today's video, as I'm assuming the title will suggest, not that I've thought of what the title is yet, we're going to be prepping the bodywork of the Jumbo for painting, fiberglassing the roof on and painting the Jumbo. So as the name suggests, Simply Rustic by Stamen and Sons, obviously there's me and my sons, but there's also my dad and his son, which, spoiler alert, is me. Since after the first lockdown, the old man and his brother have been doing bits of bodywork for us, so we've drafted them in to help getting all the bodywork done on the vans. Their time served in the industry, a lot better at it than I am, so we get them in. We usually try and, you know, use the workshop at different times for obvious reasons, but today it's not going to be possible because we've got a lot of work to do. But it's a big space, so we'll try and keep out of each other's way. It's alive. It's alive! I'm looking for my phone. Oh, it's an early start. I had to start early today, guys. Back to start early. I've got a massive water container on the floor with no lid on it down here. That's why I keep looking down there and why I'm driving like I'm driving Miss Daisy. Luckily it's only about a mile to my workshop. And she's here, all cosy, in my pop-up spray shop. Today's the day, everybody. But first things first. Oh, it's freezing! I've no idea how this video is going to turn out. I'm ended up running around like a blue-ass fly after my dad and my uncle fiberglassing this roof. They're arguing like Laurel and Hardy. They've gone for a coffee now, thank God, because they're mashing my head with the bloody arguing. But not I can really show you much, but I can show you we basically got the roof fiberglassed on. Let me spin this round. I'd love to give you a bit more of a detailed description of what he's doing, but that's his job, not mine. But basically he's cutting strips of fiberglass, putting it up there and then sticking it on with resin. Obviously been mixed up with hardener. So the roof's all fiberglass, and now me and Whiskers are trying to get everything stripped out. I've got a grind up some really terrible welding that they've had done on the sill by the previous owner. This is after I've been grinding it for 10 minutes, but God, it was shocking. But so this needs some work around here, just to tidy all this sill up, and work our way down, getting all these bits of surface rust out there, down the side of the van. We'll just keep working our way around. A new low profile wheels so we can get it in and out the shop without letting the tyres down. I'm going to take one of them off because we need to drill all these rivets out here to get the mud flaps off. Morning, campers! So I'm just prepping these door shuts for paint, and the van's clearly had a paint job in the past, and as I'm taking the flaky naff paint off, it's actually green with algae underneath. Like, they've just given it a quick wipe and then painted on algae, which is very worrying. So you can see that in the video. I've took most of it off now, but that is just dirt under the paint. I don't even think they washed it before they resprayed whatever they resprayed on this van. But that's come from under a layer of paint that came around here. That's it, we're ready for paint. Geared all the sides with 1800 grit, and that's all it needs. All masked up. Plastic primer onto this. We've wiped the whole thing down with panel wipe, and we are ready to paint. Ready. We just need paint. And then I need to get my stilts on, because that is going to be a nightmare. But yeah. So we get air from next door because there's a body shop next door. That's what we're using to spray the van. Now they're going on at 3:30. We had a bit of a mess up with the paint because I was sent black when I wanted tintable. So the new paint should be getting delivered between 10:43 and 12:43. If we're not painting by 1 o'clock, we're going to run out of time before we lose the compressor from next door at 3:30 to get both coats on. And it's now 20 to 1. Cutting it fine.
Have 10 minutes, get your pot noodle.
I ain't got time for my pot noodle, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's arrived, it's 10 to 1. We've got to be starting by 1
o'clock. We'll start down 1 o'clock. 3:30, we're going to be out.
Got to be out. Got to be finished by 3:30. Well, if I fall off my stilts, don't take me to hospital until the van's painted.
Yeah.
Leave me laying in a pool of my own blood
Yeah.
until the van's painted.
Yeah.
I'll try not to bleed on the van. Right, so I didn't remember. You've got mine, Kyle. Yeah, that's mine.
Let's not argue, let's get on.
We put new things into this, don't we? That's it, she's done. That was Friday. Today is actually Tuesday. We brought the van out on Monday, left it in over the weekend, but she's done. This video has just ended up, God, it was just, towards the end it was manic. We had compressor issues, it lasted a lot longer than it should have done. We worked a lot later than we should have done, but we got it finished. But it's ended up just being a bit of a video of time-lapse videos of us just running around like lunatics. I thought I'd just take a couple of minutes at the end just to sort of talk you through the bits of advice that I was given for Raptor painting vans. So basically you need to prep every single piece of the van with 80 and 100 grit sandpaper, just DA, Orbit sand or whatever you've got, everything off. Make sure in all, you know, if you're doing your door shuts, say we didn't do the door shuts on the last van and it was a lot of work. It's like as much work as painting the van again just to do the door shuts. Years of crap just builds up in there. So if you saw it in the video, we had to get a paintbrush with thinners on it and paint it all in and then buff it all off before we could even get in there with a scotch pad to, you know, to rough it all up for paint. When you're painting, when I've been watching the raw version of this back, it just looks awful how I'm painting it. It just doesn't look right to watch. When you have if you envisage a man spraying a car, he's doing long sweeping, but with a Raptor gun, which is basically a shunts gun with an extra nozzle on it, you don't have a wide fan. So the way that John at Cozy Adventures showed me how to do it was these sort of like quick circular motions to try and get it all covered in. I'm just showing you my hand. But yeah, that's why it was sort of done in that way. I really do want to try a smooth one, using Raptor paint and putting it on smooth and getting that wide fan on the gun and seeing how it turns out, but I'm too scared to do it. Maybe sometime in the future. What else do you need to know? Make sure you mask off really well. That's about it. Just make sure you grind everything down. Get rust down to bare metal. Don't paint Raptor paint straight onto bare metal. You must prime it first. If you go all the way back to metal, make sure you prime the paint, and also don't let it get wet for 3 days is what I've also been told. Luckily we painted on a Friday and we just left the van in there all weekend, but I'm really chuffed with how it's turned out. Obviously the bumper's not painted yet. We'll get that on and get that painted. We've got a few extra little bits that need doing. The filler door was broken, so we're going to paint a new filler door before it goes on. I've got a few extractor fans, one for the drying room for all the wet clothes when we get back off a walk, one for the bathroom and one for the kitchen. So they're just black, so when they arrive they're going to get painted before they go on, and then the bumpers obviously, so there's a few bits need painting before we can put them back on. But yeah, I'm chuffed with how it's turned out. There's a few little defects. I thought I had enough lighting, that's another thing. If you think you've got enough lighting, double it and add a bit more. First time we did it, we just did it off the fluorescent tubes for the green van, and that was awful. This time I added a load of LED floodlights, and that wasn't enough. I'm going to double that up, I think, before I do anything else. But yeah, have a go. Why not? If I could pull that off on stilts, you can do it. But next video, we're going to be installing the solar panels to the roof and also getting all the electric started off. So if you don't want to miss that, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, comment. If I've missed anything, ask me any questions, I'll get back to you in the comment section. But for now, that's us. I'm off to go enjoy a well-earned cup of coffee. Sorry, me again. You pull 4 to prime your plastics, and if you're doing a transit like I was, they have one lock. So if you prime your plastic for that, you can spray it, but then that means you have to put a tiny piece of masking tape to try and cover that up, and it's a nightmare and it's impossible. So if you also plastic prime your key, you get a matching Raptor painted key by just leaving it in the lock. See you later.